What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, and today I'm gonna show you on how to make a simple damage indicator. It's gonna be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. But first, check out the link in the description to get out some Unreal Engine courses on WinFox. Alright, so let's get started by actually creating the widget and the text that will pop up with this animation, and later on we'll go ahead and implement it in the player's head, etc., or the enemy's head, or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and right click user interface and go into widget blueprint. It's gonna be a user widget. There we go. It's gonna be WB underscore damage indicator. I think that's a good name. Okay, of course you can name it whatever you want, but anyway. So let's go ahead and open this up, and what we're going to do is simple as getting a text. What is it? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. I was blind. Just drag it in here. So now we have a text block, and now we can make it a bit bigger. So in font, in size, go ahead and also gonna center, and then we can, for example, place a placeholder. Okay, so for example 20. Now of course it won't appear 20, it will be, dynamic on whatever damage you got, but as just an example to see how it will kind of look, you know what I mean. Now I'm gonna add a margin on the top, like let's see, 100, way more, like 500, yeah, 450, yeah, 450 to kind of center it. They're gonna make it a bit bigger, and then actually just 400, yeah, okay, so 400. You can play with the settings, but it's kind of to get the idea, and then we'll go ahead and place it in the top. So this is gonna be the the damage text or txt, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it into be a variable so we can later go ahead and access it from outside and stuff, even though we might actually do it from the graph. We'll see. So we're gonna go ahead and create a simple animation of just like swiping up or just appearing or whatever. So there's a lot of things that we can do. So go ahead and select it. You can go to animations. If you don't see these tabs, you can just go into Windows and then you will see everything. So go ahead, create new animation. It's gonna be just, pop up. Just name it like that. Oh, we can't have any spaces, so yeah, it's gonna say pop up. I'm gonna go ahead and select it, and now we can add a track. Now in that case, it's gonna be a text, and there we go. So the first keyframe will be totally invisible. So what I'm going to do is remember the size, which is going to be 175, okay, which is a nice number, I think. So we're gonna start with the 0, so let's go ahead and put a 0, a 1, but it's barely visible. And now what we're going to do is just basically go ahead and I forgot we cannot actually keyframe the size, which is really bad. So let's go ahead and use keyframe the opacity. Okay, so I'm gonna make it that it will kind of transition very quickly. Okay, so at the start it will be to 0, so now we can just add a keyframe over here, and now it will be added. And then after a while, which will be pretty quick, but anyway, we'll see tuning later. Now increase it into 1. Now we can add another keyframe. Now you will see that there you go, we have a nice damage pop-up, and I'm gonna make it even a bit quicker, kind of there, and then I'm gonna do at the end that it will go back into 0, and then add another keyframe. So now it will be like pretty quick. You'll see our simple damage indicator. That's how it looks. Pretty cool. So now what we can do is say compile and save. So let's go ahead and create a simple enemy there. It's just gonna be standing for this tutorial, but I'm just gonna trigger a damage event, and we'll just enable the pop-up just to showcase in the video, and now later on you can integrate it into your enemies up. So go ahead and create a new blueprint cast. It's gonna be type character underscore pp underscore I'm gonna say enemy, and then because I already have like bp enemy, this part is gonna say bp enemy damage tut. Okay, anyways, go ahead and open this up. And the mesh is just gonna be as simple as just getting a just a simple mannequin, sk mani simple -89, there we go, and then -90 degrees, and there you go. It's gonna have place here mani, there you go. Now he has his a simple standing animation, so just go ahead and just drag it into the scene over here. It's gonna be facing us. And now we can go into the event graph, and we can delete everything over here. And now I'm gonna go ahead and right click and say on any damage event. Just type any damage. There you go. Event any damage. That's how it's called. Okay, so when we receive damage, the enemy receives damage, it will go through this. So we'll call whatever it goes over here. So what we're going to do is as simple as just go ahead and for now you say print string. It's going to be just, for example, damage taken. Now I'm not making a combat system or a health system. I do have tutorials on that, so I will be linking them in the description just in case you later on want to integrate what I'm doing in here. Now I'm going to do a very simple thing. I'm just going to go into the third person character blueprint, and what I'm going to do is that when I press the left mouse button, so I basically left click, I'm going to go ahead and get all actors of class, and then I'm going to just simple as find my BP enemy damage dude. I'm just gonna go and get the copy 0. So basically what I'm doing is just getting this enemy in the scene, the first one that I find. Of course, this is not how you want to do it. Later on you want to integrate in your combat system as the one that you actually hit it with your sword and stuff, and just again to show you how it will work. Anyway, so what we want to do is basically apply damage. So let's go ahead and apply damage into this actor, and now we can just say, for example, I don't know, 10 of damage each time. We can change this as we would like to do. So but now we can close this, and now we can go into the damage. Actually, we can just test it out. So now if I were to press play and I left click, you will see the damage taken print at the left of the screen, as you can see. So of course now it is working. So we need to go ahead and create the pop-up, so we'll go ahead and call the thing. So I'm gonna go back into the enemy damage to the blueprint. Oh my god, I was speaking too fast maybe. And now we're going to just go to the Ben gameplay and just go ahead and create the widget. Okay. Actually, sorry. It's gonna be in 3D, so we actually don't need to do it in blueprints. We have to go into the mesh and just add a widget. Now it's gonna be a normal widget, and it's gonna be, for example, the damage indicator widget. There we go. And then what we want to do is set the parent, the widget class to be, well, the one that we created, which is the damage indicator. Now you can put the parent socket to the head, so it will automatically be here and will follow the animations. But in my case, I just like to do it. So now you will see that we actually don't see anything. Now this might be because it's too small, too big, etc. Well, what we're going to do is actually go back into the widget. And what we're going to do is set the color and opacity to be 1, basically by default, okay? So I didn't break the animation, okay? Just make sure of that. Now, there we go, we can see it down here. So go ahead and start rotating this 90 degrees and place it. It's pretty big. Now you will see that it's like cut, maybe, depending on how you size in the blueprint. The widget size. So in the draw size, we can just increase the Y into like 2000 or 20,000, whatever you want. And now we can just place in the head and make it smaller. You can play the settings, and there we go. And we just appear there. There we go. So now we can compound save. So now we go into the event graph, and then after we print, just to make sure that we're doing something, we're gonna get the damage indicator widget. And now what we can do is cast to the damage indicator. Now what we want to do first is get the widget, there we go. And now we want to cast to the damage indicator WB. Okay, so now we can go ahead and get this, pop it over here. And now what we want to do is call an event that we're going to go ahead and create in the widget. So we go here and into the graph, and now we can delete everything, but we're gonna get a customize. It's gonna be apply damage, for example. So what we're going to do is go and get the damage text, and then get it, and then what we'll say is set text here. So now it will set the text with the according damage that we have. So in our case, we can just drag it as an input, and then we can just change this into damage. And then in the pop-up, we just drag it, get it, and then say play animation. And now we'll just go ahead and play the animation as with the text placed over here. So now we can go back into the blueprint, and now we can just get and say apply damage. And now we need to pass the damage as an input, so we can just get the damage that we received from when we called from the player, and then just pass it over here. So now you will see that if I press play, you will see that the damage is there. This is because I made it by default, so we'll go ahead and disable in a moment. But if I go ahead and press left click, you'll see that the animation actually appears and then disappears real quick. And then also is with the 10 of damage that I passed on the player over here, which is 10. If I were to change this to 5, it would change. Now we can change the animation to be a bit cooler and stuff and add sounds. Of course, this is well, I will leave that into your customization. But there's other things that we can kind of change. And for example, we can change the translation, so it will kind of like go from being like, I don't know, -10 or a bit more. Let's see how that changes. Yeah, like, oh, actually positive. So like, yeah, 500. Okay, so it's gonna be from 500. So let me keyframe that to then go ahead and go up into 0, and then keyframe that, and then on here go up into -600. Yeah, -500, and then keyframe again. So now you will see that we have a real cool, nice effect. Now it's very fast. So what I'm going to do is that it disappears before it goes back up. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a bit better. Of course, you can play with the timing and stuff to make it better. Also, go ahead and disable that. Now you'll see that there's a few issues here. Actually no. Okay, so now you can see that it's actually working pretty good. So yeah, the thing that I want to get out is just the default to be empty in here without anything. Sorry, nothing. There we go. So it's not visible. We're gonna go into the blueprint. Just go into the event tech, and then what we want to do is basically get the widget, and then set rotation, wall rotation. I plug this in over here, and now what we're going to go ahead and say is the new rotation will be a find look at rotation. The start point is gonna be from here. So where is it? Yeah, there we're gonna get the widget again, get location, so it's gonna be the wall to location, and the target is gonna be the and get camera player camera manager, and then we're gonna get the location, the actor location, and I'm gonna plug that in. So this, what it will do is that it will always be facing the camera. As you can see, if I turn, it's always facing the camera. So that's cool. Of course, you can play around with these settings in order to make it and customize it like you like. For example, maybe increase it a bit or make it a bit smaller. It's all into your preferences. So for example, instead of 2, something like that, it will make it smaller, maybe 0.17. You can play with these settings to achieve what you want, as like I said, and then play your sound, etc. So yeah, that's it guys. If you did the tutorial and found it helpful, I would really appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of Unreal Engine 5 tutorials. So with all that said, bye bye.